We now head down to Heritage Arena where we had some girls high school hockey as well tonight. The Duluth Northern Stars hit the ice to face the Brainerd Little Falls Warriors after Tuesday's 8-1 victory. Duluth looking to move to 4-2 on the year with a win. And this turned into a classic goalie duel. Warriors senior Mercedes Engstrom stops on a dime and throws it in front, but Northern Stars goalie Ella Brisbois is there for the stop. Then we jump to the second period, still scoreless. Puck is free in the neutral zone, and Brina Schultz moves in all alone, but she's denied by the blocker of Erica Folden. Then just 3 minutes later, the Northern Stars get another great scoring chance as Adele Wormuth shoots the one-timer, but Folden is there to swallow the puck. But the Warriors would finally break the ice. Senior Peyton Lemire comes in with a head full of steam, and after a couple whacks is able to stuff it in. Brainerd grabs the first goal to go 1-0. The Warriors would continue to roll and pick up the victory over the Northern Stars by a score of 3-1. I am so happy